have 3 chits. Let me pick them and see what is written in that. Okay. Cake. Now, the word cake actually reminds me of the wonderful Christmas celebrations we had recently. Santa came and cut the cake, right? And of course, all the birthday celebrations that I enjoyed also come to my mind. Jaggery. The smell of jaggery actually, it brings to my mind the tasty yummy dishes that Rajalakshmi ma'am used to cook and send during Onam, the Onam Sadhya. Okay, the third one, popcorn. Wow, all of us love the smell of popcorn, and I really love popcorns. And where is it that we had popcorns? Yeah, the movie theaters. I remember the last movie I watched was Aladdin, and the smell of popcorn or the word popcorn triggers the lovely time we had in the theater watching the movie. So I'm sure all of you guessed by now what the topic for the day is. It is this nose. And nose actually, yeah, they are the reason why we are alive today. I breathe, therefore I am alive, isn't it? And nose act as filters. They filter the dust, the dirt, the germs that could get into our body, and they also regulate the temperature. But my dear friends, most of the people in the media are not happy with the shape or size of the nose. So it is the second largest cosmetic surgery that has happened across the world. There is more for us to learn, so stay tuned. Apart from the fact that nose obviously helps us to breathe and live, the breath that we take is related to a memory, and that is linked to an emotion. Okay, here are a few things. What is this? Okay, this sandalwood container, when I smell of sandalwood, actually it calms our mind. If there is any irritation also, even on your skin, you could obviously apply sandalwood. And the next thing is this lavender cup candle that I have. This was gifted to me. Wow, the smell of lavender is a real stress buster. Of course, it is such a lovely smell that we get, and it calms our stress and the tiredness that we could have. And of course, the eucalyptus oil. This is said to relieve the fatigue that we could have, the headache or the cold. So this smell is something that I use very often. And last but not the least, this smell, the smell of lemon, is really very, very refreshing. I am reminded of the lemon mint cooler. Wow. So the fragrances that we take in, entire nature, the creation of God, is filled with a variety of fragrances. The smell of flowers, the smell of ripened fruits, the smell of mud after the first rainfall. It is filled with such wonderful smells that could cure us. But what has man done? He has done only the job of polluting nature, and therefore let us see if we can get back to our roots and enjoy the clean green world that is there around us. And when I talk of all this, I am reminded of a beautiful anecdote. Once there was a man who got up half an hour late and he had to catch a flight. So he booked a cab and he told the cab driver, please go very fast and I have to catch the flight. The driver just nodded and he took him in a pace that he could. But on the way when they were going, suddenly a car came from the by lane and was about to hit their car. So he maneuvered the car this way and there was another car coming this side. Of course, he was very smart and he didn't dash this car also. But the person who came on the right side, he lowered his window and shouted at this man. He used abusive words. But this driver lowered his window, smiled at that man, waved to him and gave him a thumbs up. The passenger was dumbfounded. He said, it was no fault of you. This car which came from the left actually made you go towards the right, and obviously you didn't even hit him. Why that man had to shout, and why did you smile at him? The driver said, sir, in this world, everybody is so much full of stress and strain that they have all that pent up inside. And when they get a chance, they actually let it out. They are like the garbage trucks that go on the road. The moment a garbage truck comes, everybody in that area is so much irritated because of that foul smell. Sir, let us not be like that. That man already is in a bad mood. I wanted to give him some fragrance in life so that he will forget the foulness that is there in his mind. The passenger was dumbstruck. He never thought that this driver would give him such a profound message. So my dear friends, let us spread wonderful fragrance around us and let us not be like the garbage truck. But stay tuned because there's much more that we could discuss. So for the first one, you need to use these two fingers. Two nostrils are there. Inhale through this and exhale through this. Second time, you have to inhale through this nostril and exhale through this. Let us do it continuously, my friends. So this is one thing that will be very effective if we practice morning and evening. And the second one that will increase our concentration is the sound of makaram. You just inhale and close your mouth and give the sound. Let's try it. So when you do this is somewhat similar to musicians. You would have observed before singing a song, they will check if their shruti is matching with that which is played in the keyboard or harmonium or even a shruti box. So what happens is the cells in the brain are activated when we give this particular sound. So my dear friends, if you are not able to do a gamut of breathing exercises, at least try and practice these two because they will be really effective and help us to breathe and live a very energetic life. My dear friends, let us conclude this episode with an anecdote that Bhagwan has given. Once there was a man who had a lot of desires and he wanted a shortcut to satisfy that. So he went to his Guruji and asked him, Guruji, give me an idol of a god who will satisfy all my desires. So this Guruji gave him the idol of Lord Krishna. He took this idol home and he started doing puja with it. Then for 1 month he did, and he felt that this Lord Krishna was not satisfying his desires. So he went again to his Guruji and asked him, Guruji, actually this Lord Krishna did not satisfy most of my desires. Can you give me another idol? So the Guruji thought for a while and he gave him the idol of Lord Shiva. He said, Lord Shiva is called as a Bolanath. He is an innocent god and he will be pleased very soon. He will satisfy all your desires. So take this idol home and do puja. So this man went home and he took the idol of Lord Krishna and kept him to a side because he didn't satisfy his desire. No. Then he kept the idol of Lord Shiva in the center and he lit the incense stick. And he was making other things ready for the puja. And he saw that the smoke from the incense stick was coming and moving towards Lord Krishna. This infuriated this man. He thought, you never satisfied the desires that I had and now you're taking in the fragrance. So he thought, what can I do now? And he went and brought a handkerchief and tied it across the nose of Lord Krishna. And he came and sat in front of the altar. And at that moment, lo and behold, Lord Krishna manifested him in front of this particular man. This man was really dumbfounded. He asked, how is it, my lord? All these past 1 month I prayed to you. And now when I tied this cloth around your nose, you're coming in front of me now. So Lord Krishna smilingly said, all these days, my dear man, you treated me like a vending machine. It's like I'll give you 10 rupees and you give me this. I will break 10 coconuts and you satisfy my desire. But today for the first time, you treated me as a living entity and that is why I came in front of you. My dear friends, God has gifted us with all these sense organs and created this wonderful universe. Let us not think and do this bartering trade with God. Let us realize that people will come and go in our life, but there is one constant and that is God. So let us thank Him with all our heart and let us feel His presence every day, every moment in our lives. My dear friends, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I request you to subscribe to the channel. And to all my fellow subscribers out there, I send you my heartfelt thanks and love. Please share this video with your friends and relatives. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and give your wonderful comments below. Yeah, probably you could add the smell that you love, the smell of the food that you love, or you could tell a smell and you can tell me what it reminds you about. All these you can add in the comments. Okay, stay tuned, my dear friends. Bye bye. See you soon. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.